What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. You guys could probably already tell it is going down just by that title alone. We've got Tulsi Gabbard sitting down with CNN's Dana Bash, this newest interview, and I'm just going to say this thing went off the rails very quickly, guys. I'm excited to get in this one, see Tulsi Gabbard absolutely slamming down on the lamestream narratives and agendas they're trying to push. So now I'm straight into it. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for your boy. Without further ado, let's hop straight into it, you guys.
Yeah, I think Kamala Harris has a lot of experience. She is not to be underestimated. President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris have very different records. This is a unique situation where we have two candidates who have served at the highest offices in the land. President Trump, 4 years as president. Kamala Harris, now almost 4 years as vice president, working alongside President Biden. And so this will be an opportunity for voters to look at and compare and contrast those records. If I can be helpful to President Trump in any way, it really is just in sharing the experience that I had with her on that debate stage in 2020, and frankly, helping to point out some ways that Kamala Harris has already shown that she is trying to move away from her record, move away from her positions, and how that contradicts the positions and statements that she is making now that she is the Democratic nominee.
And it is a remarkable situation in that you are a Democrat who debated her in a Democratic primary, and now you are helping the Republican nominee to debate her. And on that, I remember in 2020, you attacked Harris for being too aggressive as a prosecutor, which is the opposite from what Donald Trump is saying about her as weak on crime. So which is it?
What I pointed out in that debate stage in the 2020 campaign was her hypocrisy. It was how she was saying one thing and doing another, how she was prosecuting people for smoking marijuana and laughing about it when she was asked about it on a radio show.
Tulsi Gabbard bringing up another valid point, the same point that we're coming to today. You know, Kamala Harris and her flip-flop nature. It has not changed. She's been a flip-flopper even since she was campaign debate in 2019 and 2020, guys. Listen to Tulsi Gabbard. She's been on the debate stage right next to Kamala, so she definitely knows firsthand experience how she's going to be and how she is, guys. Listen to her. She's not lying. She has no reason to.
Smoking marijuana and laughing about it when she was asked about it on a radio show. And I think this goes to the heart of many of these different issues that we're seeing now that Kamala Harris is trying to hide from voters, is how she says her position is one thing, but her actions and her record show exactly the opposite. And you can point to that on issues related to the economy, issues related to freedom of speech. She says she stands for freedom of speech, and yet, as we've seen time and time again, her and Joe Biden have taken actions both directly and indirectly to censor free speech. Most recently, I can point to my own experience of this, of how the Harris-Biden administration have added me to a secret domestic terror watch list.
Oh my goodness, guys, are you hearing this right now? Tulsi Gabbard is laying down the law, and it's live on CNN. Dana Bash hasn't stepped in or interjected one time. She's letting her get the full truth out. I'm like, oh my gosh, who's conducting this interview? It's Dana Bash. Oh my goodness, listen to her go. She is absolutely calling Kamala Harris at every single corner. What can she say? It's the truth.
Administration have added me to a secret domestic terror watch list the very day after Kamala Harris was endorsed by Joe Biden, and I was on TV and warning the American people about what I saw as the dangers of a Kamala Harris presidency, taking action that was clearly political retaliation. They've done this to a lot of different people, which points to how dangerous it is to have people in power so willing to abuse that power to go after political opponents.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the secret terror watch list. We're definitely
Yeah, you hear it, guys? Oh my, stumbling and bumbling already is Dana Bash. I knew that was a lot of truth being truth bombs being dropped on the show at one time. Dana Bash was kind of having some type of overload where that Trump derangement syndrome was trying to allow her to figure something out. She needed an excuse. Listen to what she came up with, guys. She does not know about the terror watch list. Come on, guys, listen to this.
It is to have people in power so willing to abuse that power to go after political opponents.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the secret terror watch list. We're definitely going to follow up on that. But I do want to move on to what is happening with regard to controversy after the former president visited Arlington National Cemetery this week. His campaign took photos and video of him in Section 60, where veterans.
Guys, do you hear this? She is doing the thing. She's doing the mainstream media always does. As soon as you call them out, call Kamala Harris on a great point. Everything is valid. You're making the best claim, the best case you could. As soon as you hear that, or as soon as they hear that, they switch the subject to something negative they think Donald Trump has done. I mean, listen, she dismisses all claims from Tulsi Gabbard saying she's been added to this list, blacklisted, after, Kamala Harris endorsed Joe Biden, or Joe Biden endorsed Kamala Harris. And, Tulsi Gabbard start going. I mean, come on, you guys. Got to wake up. Listen to this censorship. The blatant disregard for our First Amendment rights. They don't care, guys. They do not care. Listen to her. Oh, my.
Photos and video of him in Section 60, where veterans of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan are buried, used it in a campaign video. The Army also says that Trump staffers abruptly pushed aside a cemetery official who tried to enforce Arlington's rules prohibiting political activities. I know you were.
Oh my, did you guys hear that question? That question, I think, was about 45 seconds because she interjected all this false baloney inside of it. Like she's trying to paint this picture, that their agenda, to paint the picture that Donald Trump, his team are the big bad guys. Donald Trump even said multiple times that it was not his team. He did not bring any media team inside of Arlington National Cemetery. Stating that he's only went there to show his support, pay his respects to the fallen soldiers and the family members who lost loved ones. I mean, come on. The media is going to follow this guy 24/7. I'm tired of hearing this narrative to say that Donald Trump is the one who, had complete disregard for Arlington Cemetery and brought in, and campaigned on basically on our soldiers' grave. No, that's not what happened whatsoever. Like, come on, listen to this. I can't wait to listen to Tulsi.
Enforce Arlington's rules prohibiting political activities. I know you were with Trump at least earlier in that day. At the tomb of the unknown soldier. Did you witness the altercation at Section 60?
I was there from the beginning with the laying of the wreaths with the family members, the Gold Star family members, and some of the survivors of that terrorist attack in that disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. I was with them at Section 60, and what I saw was a very grave and somber remembrance and honoring of those lives that were lost. And I saw President Trump spending time at the invitation of these Gold Star families with them. He was there for a few hours. I did not see or hear about any kind of altercation until something came out in the news later on.
Thank you. Until something came out in the news later on is when Tulsi Gabbard heard anything about an altercation or a spat that had broken out at Arlington Cemetery. Guys, this is the mainstream media putting a twist on what really happened. Their own, agenda is good. It's going to work right here. And this is what we're seeing. Listen to her, guys. She's not lying.
And the families were there grieving alongside President Trump. And it was a very special moment to really remember their names, remember their memories, and understand the true cost of war and the consequences of the decisions that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden made in the execution of that withdrawal.
Yeah, and it is very clear that the former president was invited in his personal capacity, as you said, by a family of one of the service members who was killed about 2 years ago during the withdrawal from Afghanistan.
It was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. 3 years ago to the day on August 26th.
Yes, 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness. Listen to Dana Bash. Tulsi Gabbard is in her head at this point. She is, Dana Bash is trying to paint this picture. Donald Trump is the bad guy, and she is failing miserably. You hear her, guys? Oh my, stumbling, bumbling Dana Bash. That might be your new name. I don't know, guys. Got a ring.
It was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago to the day on August 26th.
Yes, 3 years ago. The question is about the federal law and Arlington's rules that prohibit partisan or political activities at national cemeteries. And the military and also other members of other families who are buried right near there are upset about the campaign filming it and posting the video.
Guys, here we go again. She's trying to put spin to it. Donald Trump's campaign was the ones taking the photo. No, this was the media. This was literally just media coverage. Regular run of the mill. We see this every single day. Donald Trump steps outside. This may be new to those on the left, these lamestream media outlet journalists, because Kamala Harris is a camp out comrade Kamala, who never comes out, hiding in Joe Biden's basement. Like, come on. This is normal. There's going to be cameras wherever Donald Trump goes. These Gold Star families have made it clear that comrade Kamala Harris has wanted nothing to do with these Gold Star families, or these families affected that have lost loved ones, have been affected by this, disastrous withdrawal. And Donald Trump was more than willing to come out. He was open. He's had open contact, open connection with these folks. I mean, come on. What do they want? Why is it such a big deal if Kamala Harris wouldn't pay these people any mind? This is crazy.
Right near there are upset about the campaign filming it and posting the video online. Do you believe that was appropriate?
I checked with the campaign on this question, and they have exchanges with the officials at Arlington Cemetery. They were approved to bring a camera there to document this historic and momentous day that should not be forgotten by any American. And
Wow.
To have a former president there and joining these Gold Star families, I know President Trump wanted to share that with others, especially given the fact that President Biden and Harris, I heard, were invited by some of these family members. They not only didn't come, they didn't even respond to that invitation. And now to have Kamala Harris put this statement out yesterday saying that she stands with these families, she stands with the military and with veterans, you only have to look at the response that came from the Gold Star families of these 13 service members, of how offended they were by that statement, given she has not made any effort, not on that third anniversary or any other time, to call them directly to offer her condolences and even apologies for their decisions that led to the loss of their loved ones.
Do you think that the campaign will release that communication that you're talking about? Because the Army is saying very clearly that they broke the rules.
Oh my, Dana Bash she cannot let Tulsi Gabbard win on the subject of Donald Trump, even saying that, we need proof, because your word's not enough. Tulsi Gabbard stating that Donald Trump, his campaign team, I didn't know there was campaign coverage there, but even so, Tulsi Gabbard saying they got approval from Arlington Cemetery and to have him bring cameras in there to document this, monumental day. But come on, Dana Bash just cannot deal with the truth. Donald Trump done nothing wrong whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Listen to it.
They already had.
Very clearly that they broke the rules because it was clearly put out online, pictures, video, meant as a part of his campaign.
I thought they already had. I was informed that they had come to an agreement. They could bring a camera there. And as far as I know, and the public statements I've seen from the Army, is that the matter is closed.
I think the matter is closed about the alleged altercation, which you didn't see, but I'm not sure it's closed with the idea that they seem to have broken the rules and perhaps even federal law by putting out the campaign video.
Oh my God. Here she goes, broken the rules. Now she's going as far as to say Donald Trump needs to be put behind bars. That's essentially what I'm getting from this. Another political persecution from the left. Listen to this lady go.
Broken the rules and perhaps even federal law by putting out the campaign video. I want to ask you about...
I just like to say one last thing on this, because I think it's important, and I've seen a lot of the headlines and the stories and the concerns that people are raising about this. But to me, as a soldier and as someone who has been deployed to different war zones in the world, and I have friends who are buried there at Section 60, what is more outrageous to me is that there wasn't universal coverage of the momentous day of the third anniversary of the loss of these 13 Gold Star families, and the outrage that they feel that their loved ones are not getting the kind of coverage and memory that their great sacrifice deserves. That is what everyone should be outraged about.
Well, yeah, we have covered the horrible events 3 years ago and have done so several
Here she goes, ready to lie. Do you hear her stumbling when her feet get held to the fire? Dana Bash cannot take the heat. Listen to her. Tulsi Gabbard saying, hey, there shouldn't have just been Donald Trump with this one measly campaign camera being allowed to come in. No, there should have been widespread nationwide coverage. The 3rd year anniversary of this, tragic loss, tragic withdrawal that we had seen. I mean, like, come on. Dana Bash going to say, we covered it 3 years ago and we may or may not have covered it again. Like, come on. Cut the crap. We can see straight through. You can't even get that out with a straight face. I mean, does she hear herself right now, guys? Get out of here, Dana Bash.
Events 3 years ago and have done so several times, over and over again. So I appreciate you also talking about their memories because it is important. Before you go, you said in an interview this week that you were interested in serving in a Trump administration, potentially as Secretary of State, maybe Secretary of Defense. Have you discussed that with Donald Trump directly?
No, I haven't. It's important for us right now to point out the difference between Kamala Harris and President Donald Trump, what kind of president and commander-in-chief they would be. And really the leading concern that I have is about the contrast between their positions and their records, and the fact that as we sit here today, President Biden and Kamala Harris have us embroiled in wars in 3 different regions of the world, have us closer to the brink of World War III and nuclear war now than ever before, according to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. And this should be of concern not just to Republicans and Democrats, it should be a concern to all Americans, because what's at question is our ability to have a future and to live in a free society where we can be peaceful and prosperous. This is personal for me, as it should be personal for all Americans, because it is our future that's on the line here in this decision that we as voters have to make about who we want our commander-in-chief to be.
Yo, there we have it, guys. Tulsi Gabbard absolutely landed on thick. Dana Bash, oh my goodness, I don't know how she can show her face around CNN again after that terrible journalistic effort from her. I mean, like, listen to her try to go against every claim that Tulsi Gabbard made. She's making great cases, great points at every single corner and turn. Dana Bash always trying to reject, discredit every single take Tulsi had because Donald Trump is the big bad orange. I mean, like, get it out of here. We've heard that too many times. Comrade Camp Out Kamala is to blame. You cannot blame anyone else when you say Donald Trump is the one who showed up at Arlington Cemetery to show his love to the, or show his support and love to those Gold Star families. I mean, Kamala Harris has been camping out to the point where she's been ignoring everyone. Even the Gold Star families, they've had no other option to turn to Donald Trump. Don't get mad when he shows up and shows his support, gives his condolences to those families. I mean, come on, it's only right. Hop in the comment section, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Why wasn't there national widespread media coverage of the 3rd anniversary at Arlington Cemetery? Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comment section. But also make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you'd enjoy more content like this. I'll catch you guys on the next week. Go.